pasalubongs is actually very truly Filipino. And we know for a fact that when our loved ones are working abroad or they go somewhere else, they always bring something for the people here in the Philippines. It is truly cultural and a representation of the values that we have of sharing and giving. And when our loved ones would pack these things in a box, we call that a balikbayan box. And the past few weeks or months, we have seen quite an uproar on these things that we call the balikbayan box. Dynamic Living, the Totally, would like to invite you, dear viewers, in the next 60 minutes as we try to discuss here with our friends from the Bureau of Customs some clarificatory matters on these issues, as well as our OFW friends as they share with us their experiences, the gains and pains on sending these things to us. I'd like to welcome to the show my guests here. I'd like to start off by inviting and welcoming Mrs. Ana Mila Buzon. Magandang gabi po sa inyo, ma'am.
Magandang gabi po.
Yes, and of course, ma'am, I know that you have been working abroad for quite some time, and if you don't mind, where was this and for how long?
I was in San Francisco,
For how
California, for more than 18 years.
long? Okay. So maganda itong usapan natin mamaya because I'm very sure with your 18 years abroad, marami-rami ding panahon na nagpadala kayo ng balikbayan box.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And of course, we have also a friend here, Mr. Adolfo Saura, si Sir Popoy. He has been working in Saudi. Correct me if I'm wrong. And for how long have you been there, sir? Welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you for inviting us here. As I'm happy to be one of the guests in this show, Dynamic Living. So I've been in Saudi Arabia. I have worked for 27 years.
So nakapagpadala ka rin more than 27 times kung one box a year.
No, not really.
Not really.
Seldom
Alright.
only.
So medyo matumal ang pagpadala ni Sir kasi mas gusto niya na siya ang magdala. Alright? And of course, our friend from the Bureau of Customs, we have our District Collector from Region 10. I'd like to welcome to the show Attorney Ruby Claudia Alameda.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me over here in Dynamic Living.
Yes, and of course, isa pang bata din here. We have Aramaic Rujan Kagara. He is also an OFW from Kuwait naman. Ikaw, Jan?
Opo, magandang gabi sa lahat ng nanonood. Pasalamat po ako na inibitahan ako sa programang Dynamic Living.
Okay, and ilang taon po kayo sa Kuwait, sir?
Almost 3 years po, ma'am. Nagtatrabaho po ako bilang cook line sa food chain.
Okay, and so nakaka-experience din kayo na magpadala ng balikbayan box sa
Opo,
atin. Okay,
twice.
talagang truly Pinoy na Pinoy ang dating ng ating balikbayan box, no? So, attorney muna, mauna po kayo. Heto po bang mga balikbayan boxes na ito, meron po bang limit ito na bawat isang tao allocated sa kanya na, kunyari, ako, nasa Amerika ako, o kaya nasa Kuwait ako, o nasa Saudi, pwede akong magpadala ng balikbayan box as often as I can, as often as I could, like for example, once a month, or once every 2 months.
Before anything else, I just would like to siguro define what a balikbayan box
Yes, please.
is. Kasi yung misnomer kasi kung ano yung mga boxes na pwede. Balikbayan boxes are packages, diba? Or of personal effects or household goods sent by Filipinos residing abroad or overseas workers, sending to their families personal effects packed in boxes. Yun po ang as a sign of their love. Tsaka pagpapakita rin ng family values that they care for their families.
So pag sinabi niyo po, attorney, na personal effects,
Opo.
heto medyo ito limitation ito, di ba? Kumbaga, heto yung pwede lang ilaman ng isang balikbayan box.
Ito yung mga sabon, mga
Dilata,
like spam na paborito natin.
Tsokolate, siguro.
Chocolate.
Yung mga binibili sa mga sale sa abroad, mga rubber shoes, damit para sa ating mga anak, sa ating mga tatay o nanay.
Yung Nike
na
shoes.
naiwan natin dito, yung mga asawa, yung mga OFWs natin para sa kanilang mga asawa. At syempre, mga anak, mga supling nila
Okay.
rito na naiwan.
So, yan yung tinatawag nating balikbayan box. So,
yes.
meron po bang limit ito para sa ating mga kababayan, especially to our viewers watching us now, na heto ba gaano ba ako kabilis, kadalas, at gaano karami ang pwede kong ipadala?
Ang pagkakaalam ko, 1 box every 6 months.
And
Yung
wala
pagkakaalam
namang wala namang prescription as to the size and to the weight.
Meron tayo, di ba? Yung regular, meron din yung jumbo.
There are sizes.
There are
Okay.
sizes.
20 by 20,
So, yan.
mayroong 18 by 18, may 22 by 22, may odd sizes na na they're saying na 17 by 22 by 20, odd size yan.
Okay.
Which means, yung odd size na yan, kung hindi kasya kasi 20 by 20 is the
Opo.
one, or 22 by, ang odd size, pwede kayong mataas na ilagay mo. So, yun ang mga sizes na allowed.
So, ibig sabihin, alam na alam ni Ma'am Ana ito at siya talaga ay madalas magpadala ng balikbayan box. Kayo po, from your experience, Ma'am Ann, how often do you send a balikbayan box?
The least that I send in a year is twice in a year. But the maximum, I think I could send 4 or 5. But last year, because I planned to go home for good, I sent a lot. A lot, which means every month I send 2.
Okay.
Ah.
So, knowing that, attorney, na sinabi ni Ma'am Ann, kagaya sa kanya na she sends twice a year, ngayon biglaan twice, 2 boxes in a month. Yun po ba, there is no law, nothing in the policy at all with the Bureau of Customs na that will tell her na, oy, bawal ito, hindi ito po pwede.
Ang yun ho kasi talaga ang policy na 1 box per sender for every 6 months. Yun talaga ang policy natin. Ang minsan kasi mahirap din na, like for example, nagpadala ka dito sa isang forwarder na ito, syempre, hindi naman pwedeng lahat titignan isa-isa, di ba? So, tapos sa next na shipment mo, ibang forwarder naman.
Okay.
So, yun din na yung mga ano natin.
Ang siguro, in relation sa question kay attorney, ang forwarder, sila talaga ang mag-umpisa na magsabi sa inyo,
Yes.
you can only send 2 in a year.
Kasi
it's okay system Meaning, I like Mr. Forwarder nga inani because
There's no
alam
limit
ko,
all.
my box is intact. So, yun palagi mong nasisendan.
So, in
Pero
other
kung
words,
siguro, if there is anything na may stricto ang Bureau of Customs, I know, attorney, that what you are saying, mangyari din. Na,
Limited.
I will be in that box A kasi magpadala ako ng 2 in a month. Doon na naman ako magpadala ng which I don't know, how can you control kung
Yun na nga, kasi kung paano kung iba-ibang forwarders.
Oo,
And-
kung ibang
and
mangyari
besides,
doon,
kasi
yun.
parang ano na rin natin ito sa ating mga kababayan. Kasi yun yung, usually yun yung attachment kasi.
So in
natin.
other words, attorney,
Oo, sa ating mga
when
relatives.
looking back at it, then we can say na there's quite something also that needs to be looked into the law na we are
Yes.
trying to implement these days, di po ba? So, before you answer that, I'd like to ask you, Sir Adolfo, kayo po, how often kayo magpadala? Like you said, dili kaayo ka pirmi magpadala, no? So, ingon ka nga, panagsalang. So, maingon ka nga, for the past 27 years that you've been working abroad, how many times have you sent a balikbayan box? 2,
Yes,
3 beses lang?
Mga 3 beses, 4 lang siguro.
And you never had any problems at all when you sent that?
Wala, so far walang problema kasi yung kung muna ako mag-canvas, kung kayong forwarder na yung tested na. So doon ako magpadala. Tapos yung sa amin sa kumpanya, kailangan talaga inspection kasama yung security.
So bago ninyo
intact.
isarado?
Bago isarado, kasama yung cargo forwarder. Tapos may packing list.
Listahan.
Advance ko ipapadala sa pamilya.
So that when
so
they
that-
receive that one,
they
meron
can-
na, ganun din po sa inyo, Ma'am Ann?
No.
Wala naman sa
Hindi.
inyo ganyan. So sa
Ang
kanila lang
akin,
siguro.
Listahan lang namin, ilista mo, ano bang, I think the forwarder trusted you. Ayun lang. Ano bang laman nito? O sige, ilista mo dyan, ilista mo dyan, ilista mo dyan. Which ikaw memorize mo na. Pero hindi na sinabi mo may
Naka-itemize.
security.
Packing list.
It's a packing list,
Kasi-
pero hindi na may yung security nandyan, nakaganon. Wala sa, wala.
Kung sa amin, sa,
Sa
planta
kanila.
namin, kailangan talaga. Walang gate pass, hindi ka mabigyan ng gate pass, di pa lalabas yan sa gate hanggang walang
Wala doon yung
walang
kanilang signature.
sa
What about
signature.
you? Sa'yo naman, John, sa place where you worked, when you sent a balikbayan box, ganun din kagaya sa kay Sir Adolfo na kailangan inspekin at saka meron doon kailangan na mga listahan and to be signed by the security?
Oh, normal lang siguro yun, ma'am, kasi sa sa experience ko kasi sa aming mga sa amin kasi grupo kasi magpadala kami tapos sabay sa LBC na tanggapan.
So pagsamahin na lahat. Kaya ko yung tinanong sa kanila, attorney, basically, I can see something here na it really depends on the point of origin, kung paano ang sistema na ginagawa nila. So pag Middle East yata, there's not so much a problem na merong maipasok doon ng mga bagay na hindi dapat because that is already being checked there.
Yeah, may pre-checking.
So hindi masyadong mahirap pagdating sa inyo. Unlike sa iba,
Sa US naman,
kasi,
there's no pre-checking na sinabi na maano. But, there is a scanner sa Bureau of Customs, sa US Bureau of Customs, which is, even scary.
Pero attorney, tayo dito sa Philippines, do we really open the Bureau of Customs? Do they really open? Kasi yun yung big issue na binubuksan yung balikbayan boxes. Do we really open that in truth?
Well, previously, before a new regulation was issued by our commissioner, yung kasi dati, yung consolidated shipments have to be examined 100%. Yun po yung dati.
How do you define a consolidated shipment?
Consolidated shipment consists
Magkakasama-sama?
of boxes of different consignees. So, one forwarder getting all your boxes.
That's consolidated.
Yes, shipping, putting it in one container. So, yun yung consolidated shipment. And
Is it a random check by the Bureau of Customs kung sa consolidation?
No, it's like this, no? Also, the consolidator abroad, okay, will get all your boxes. So, iko-consolidate niyo yun. Tapos, ilalagay sa container. So, iba-ibang consignees yun.
Yes, from
Under
different
one
places.
forwarder consolidator. So, dun sa bill of lading, sa master bill of lading, makikita nyo, ang nakalagay dun na consignee is the forwarder. Like for example, in your case, like Atlas or Forex.
Okay.
Sila yung nakalagay as consignee.
Although, hindi lahat sa kanila.
Kaya kasi kayo sa inyo, ang tawag dun is door to door, right?
Door-to-door,
Kinukuha dun
that's
sa
right.
bahay, like in the United States, like, I don't know.
Sa
kung
inyo
ganun
din, ganun
sa
din
inyo.
ba?
Ganun din.
Kukunin sa
Door to
bahay
door.
ninyo
Oh,
or sa
door to
office
door.
ninyo. So,
Pwede.
kukunin yun
Yes.
para i-deliver na
Forwarder.
pagdating dito sa bahay din.
Tapos, sila yung maglalagay sa container, sila yung makikipag-arrange dun sa shipping lines to ship it out to the Philippines. Okay, so nandun lahat yung mga pangalan nyo. So meron kayong mga, ano ba ang tawag doon, yung mga parang BL din ninyo, yung HBL. Yung parang House Bill of
House Bill,
Lading. Or di ba, may kanya-kanya kayo.
Yes,
Yun yung
tracking
binibigay,
number
tracking
nila.
number.
Yes.
nandun.
Yung parang tracking receipt, or
Receipt,
something.
na nagpadala kayo. So, door-to-door ang tawag sa inyo.
Okay.
So, dito sa Philippines, we deal with forwarders.
Not with the individuals.
Not with them. Kasi sa kanila, yung kanilang contract is with the
With the
forwarder.
forwarder.
The Bureau of Customs has this contract with the forwarder, being the consignee of the shipment.
So, dun po, and that's being opened by Bureau of Customs.
Previously, yeah, the law provides that consolidated shipments have to be examined 100%.
Pag sinabing 100% attorney per box, if there are 100 boxes there in that shipment,
Yes.
all 100 boxes will have to be opened.
Yes, that
So
was
who will-
before.
who will be present in the opening of the boxes?
Of course, the customs examiner, customs operatives, our agents as witnesses, representative from the forwarder consolidator.
So dun maaano yun.
Yes.
So in other words, sa itong mga door-to-door na to, the people who sent and the people who will receive, they don't have a representative during the opening of these packages.
Yes, it's the forwarder.
Oh, pero with the ano that was before.
That was
di po
before.
ba?
Now, the Bureau of Customs has come up with a new regulation wherein consolidated shipments undergo X-ray scanning.
X-ray scanning.
Yes.
So it will be easy.
Mandatory X-ray scanning. So,
So-
lahat ng consolidated shipments should undergo X-ray scanning.
In other words, that they don't have to be opened now box by
Yes,
box.
yes.
So the contents now can just be viewed through the
Through-
scanner.
through the scanner.
Opo, kasi yung scanners naman natin are made in such a manner that they can detect things
Detect.
that aren't supposed to be there, di po
No.
ba?
Yes.
So let me go back muna. Backtrack ako a little bit. Kayo po ba, Ma'am Ann, ano po usually ang laman ng inyong balikbayan box?
The same thing all throughout the year. The canned goods, vitamins, yung mga t-shirt.
Gamit sa bahay.
Oh, gamit sa bahay. Yung mga t-shirt, yung mga kung ano-ano dyan makita mo. Anything na makita mo as when you go shopping. Or, if there is an order sa ano mo dito, gusto ko to, then yun. Then you buy it. Pero all throughout sa mga boxes ko, it's the same thing. Whatever I could see, even toyo or ano na makita ko na this is very good, yung mga pang ano sa pagluto, I buy that. Ilagay ko sa ano.
Para you would want them to try that too.
Yeah, try, yeah.
Sa'yo din, sir, what's the usual things that you put in the
Usually
box?
mga kitchenware, mga appliances within sa custom limits.
Okay.
Kay, I usually refer to the
Papasok
cargo
dun sa
forwarder
household
because
goods.
there are limits like TV, there are limits how many inches ang yan.
So before you buy these things and send them home, you refer if this can be or
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
be, which is actually very wise, di po ba, attorney? Because that is how it is supposed to be. They should refer para if it's being held there dahil hindi siya pwede, they won't be blaming the Bureau of Customs. Di po ba? So what about you naman dyan? What do you usually send home?
Sa nakalipas na mga buwan, yung mga damit, yung pinapadalaw, yung mga pasalubong na nire-request ng mga kapatid, mga andi, mga pabango, mga ganon, mga tsokolate, ganon lang po.
Okay. So,
Hindi
ganun
naman
din
si
sa'yo.
Juan,
Oh, ngayon, ang tanong, attorney, sa batas natin, let's talk about the law. The law states that yung box na yan na ipapadala nila should contain something like worth 10,000 pesos or US dollars equivalent of 500. No? Kayo po, let's talk about it in the experiential manner. Kayo po ba, sir, umaabot ng more than $500 yung pinapadala ninyo to the Philippines or talagang mas mababa pa dyan?
So within the limits of
Within the
500,
limits din
so,
kayo. Ikaw, Jan?
Ganon din po.
So alam nyo rin na heto yung limit ng pwedeng ipadala ninyo.
Kasi
Were you
pag-
oriented also na when you send something, heto yung limit ng ipapadala?
Kasi yung kabuuan tagal ng box, yung example na large na box, kasi sa experience ko, twice ako nagpadala eh. Yung isang box, puno siya tapos mga kulang ata to, mga kulang-kulang 230 KD ata yung buwan. Kubalin.
So yung naano mo doon, okay? Sa iyo naman,
Tulad
Ma'am Ann, usually ang isang box mo, pwede ang 10,000 doon magkasya.
10,000 in pesos.
In pesos or
No.
$500.
The least nga magpadala ako is maybe $500.
Okay. Based on that na, on the premise na libre ba yun? I mean, in terms of taxes, na impose ng Bureau of Customs kapag ang value ng balikbayan box is $500 or just within what is mandated for them?
Yes, bawat balikbayan box should cost only $500.
Okay.
Yun talaga yung in excess of that, taxable na.
Okay, so yun yung ano niyan. Pero considering yung panahon natin ngayon, na bumili ka lang ng isang pair of Nike shoes, medyo mahal na yun.
Oh, $200.
O kaya naman magpabili ka ng bag na maganda, di ba? Magkano na yun? O kaya naman nagpadala ka ng damit na
Or iPad.
na ano. So paano yun, attorney? How do they go about it?
Kaya nga ho, may panukala sa Congress natin, di ba? Isang araw na nanood ako eh. Tapos narinig ko dun sa Senado, sa Senate, na they're they're contemplating on increasing yung from 10,000 to 150 ba? I don't know.
Parang ang
tax,
ano nila, 150,000 ang gusto nilang ceiling.
Yes,
kasi
ceiling.
Which is tax-free, supposedly.
Tax-free.
Tax-free.
Anything in excess of that, then it becomes taxable.
Taxable.
So, yun yung
So I think,
tinapanukala nila.
yes, we have to be dynamic also, di ba?
Yes.
Siyempre progressive yan na we have to go with the times na
Opo.
taasan naman natin yung ceiling.
Opo, kasi naman, para naman hindi naman, actually that's one of the issues kaya nagkaroon ng problema dito sa balikbayan boxes. It's because of the taxation, which we will be discussing later, no, when we go through the second part. But for now, ang tanong ko naman is there really a difference, attorney, with the way heto sila from the Middle East or from the US of A when they send these things to us, or pare-pareho yon? So sinasabi po ninyo, door to door yon. So yung inyo pong mga agreement with the forwarding companies, iisa lang po yon, walang pagkakaiba.
Wala naman. I mean, uniform naman ang pag-apply sa batas.
Kasi, you know, we'd like to flash on the screen, no, on the TV monitors for our viewers. Heto yung ano ng LBC. Kasi pumayag si LBC na maano namin na heto yung panukala at paraan nila kung nagpapadala tayo through them as a forwarding institution. So, it takes pala different paths according to them. So, merong air, merong sea, freight, no? Pero mas mahal yata pag air
Mas
diba?
mahal,
Kaya
mas.
so pag sea, usually 45 days po ang sinasabi ng LBC sa kanila.
the
Yung sa inyo
minimum.
po, minimum yun.
The minimum, yung
Opo.
wala pang congestion.
Opo. Pero pag may
ngayon,
congestion,
may mga problema na,
Aha.
I'm expecting a box from my son.
Aha.
Pero, nag-i-expect ako na next year ko na matanggap.
so pagka dumating po yun, pag nakuha na yun doon, according to LBC, sa kanila naman, when it comes to the Philippines, that is now where you inspect po, attorney.
Yes.
So sa kanila, ini-inspect nyo na. And then ngayon, pag it passes through the inspection, they now bring it, ikakarga na nila sa mga truck deliveries nila. And then these are now sent door to door, no? Dadalhin na sa consignee. Now, supposing po, kayo, nangyari po ba sa inyo yon, sa inyong tatlo, na yung box na pinadala ninyo, parang ang feeling ng tumanggap na kamag-anak ninyo, uy, parang may bukas ito. Parang kulang yata ang pinadala ni ate o ni kuya o ni papa. Has it, in all your years of sending a balikbayan box, have you had that experience? Let's start with you, John.
Sa experience ko naman, wala naman po, ma'am.
Wala.
Maganda naman.
So, kumbaga, intact lahat.
Saya naman po silang tumanggap.
Alright. What about you,
Kangiti.
sir?
So far,
Wala
hindi
din.
nangyari dahil advance yung packing list ko para ma-counter-check pagdating sa bahay yung laman nung
Nung ipapadala ninyo. So, wala. Never nangyari na parang binuksan, na tamper, o may kulang.
Wala.
Sa inyo, Ma'am Ann, in all your
In my 18 years?
18 years, yes, of sending.
I love my forwarder. Walang nawala. Walang napipi, of course, the pipi is there.
No,
Pero intact. Intact siya.
So, walang problem.
Walang
So,
problem.
attorney, supposing naman nagkaroon ng problem na like that, I mean, from the point of view of Bureau of Customs, heto silang nagpadala, nagreklamo sa inyo. Pwede ba silang magreklamo sa inyo kung may sa pakiramdam nila, kulang yung pinadala nila, may tingin nila na natamper yung kanilang boxes? Can they approach the Bureau of Customs?
Of course.
May office kayo na tinhandle that?
Like here in Collection District 10, I advise and encourage everybody to come to my office if there's any problem. Lalo sa kanilang balikbayan boxes. Pero ito lang ang ano ko. Kaya nga, lagi kong sinasabi sa mga nagpapadala to choose their forwarder. Only legitimate forwarders should be used as facilitator of their cargo. Kaya nga meron tayong Philippine Shippers Bureau kasi kailangan registered sila doon. And beware of fly-by-night consolidators kasi marami rin naglipanan.
So marami din tayong fly-by-nights. Para din yan sa mga gamot na
Yes.
marami din fly-by-nights. Ano? So, delikado
Kaya
din
nga
yun.
po, kaya nga lalo na dun sa Middle East, dati nagka-problema kami dyan kasi meron din mga, when I was still assigned sa MICP sa Manila, there were instances na iniiwan ng forwarder yung mismong container. So kawawa rin naman
Hindi
yung mga
nababantayan.
nagpadala. na iniiwan nila. Pagkakuha ng pera, tatakbuhan nila, kawawa naman yung mga may-ari.
Yun ang fly-by-night.
And, yes, kaya nga precisely, that's the point na kailangan tignan ninyo na registered sila sa Philippine Shippers Bureau. And we are in close coordination with the Philippine Shippers Bureau under the Department of Trade and Industry.
May monitoring ano po ba kayo? At saka disciplinary actions ang Bureau of Customs. Are you also given that, kumbaga ngipin for you to be able to make sure na hetong mga forwarders, yung mga cargo trackers na to, they're also abiding by what is legally mandated by law?
Ang forwarders kasi are to be registered with DTI, sa Philippine Shippers Bureau. So yung DTI ang nagmo-monitor sa movement, sa reputation itong mga forwarders. So pag may mga problema or may mga complaints kayo sa forwarders nyo, pumunta kayo sa Philippine Shippers Bureau para yung kanilang lisensya o yung registration ay makancel or
they
sila
can call
ay-
the attention nga may complaint.
Yes.
Okay. So, we'll take a very short break and when we return po, we'll try to discuss further ano yung hindi pwedeng ipasok sa balikbayan box. Kasi mahalaga yun ano ba ang hindi dapat natin ipadala para hindi tayo medyo malagay sa alanganin. And also, we'd like to talk about taxes. Kasi isa ito sa issues Yung una na issue natin binubuksan yung mga boxes which aren't actually being done. So, na-x-ray naman na siya. So, pagbalik natin, we'll discuss these things further. Please stay tuned. Dynamic Living the Total You and Hope Channel would like to thank OIC Director Mr. Harry Boris, LBC Head Office Ms. Rhea Gomez, and of course our Bureau of Customs. Maraming salamat po for helping us out with our episode.
Nakainadunggan about packages karon sa ato ang mga kabalitaan.
Oo, sa news o sa social network.
Unsa imong gakatsugan?
Kanang lagi mo ang naabrihan doon nila, tas ang ginakuha ka ng mga valuable materials like gadgets, mga bisan goods ilang ginakuha. Pero so far wala pa man sad ka-experience so nga na. Oo.
So far, kuya, sa iyang mga packages for almost 10 years, kumusta man? Kumpleto ba? Naabay nakuhaan?
Sa kada padala na sa ako lang nabalaan, bisan tunog ka ng mga karton ka ng package box nga dagko bisan pag nakakumi-kumi na pero wagi na missing na bisag isa.
Sa kanang gakakuhaan na ang mga package nga ipadala. Sa akong nakita karon dili na gyud siya maayo. Kay na daghan complain nga na air sa news nga walaan sa gadget. Pero personally, based sa akong experience, mga 3 years ago, katong akong mama na pa sa gawas, wala ray problema gyud.
Para sa nang mga ubang mga packages, kulang nila ang mga items. Sama sa mga cellphones, gikan sa gawa, mga gadgets.
Tiyo, ikaw mo ipadadanti din, kulang imong package, unsa imong bation?
Mag-uul ko, hinaguan ba yato na ako? Hinaguan ba yato sa nagpadala?
Masakitan, syempre, kay hinaguan kayo na nila dayon, kanang murag kalipay na ba na nila sad nga makapadala sa dani sa Pilipinas.
Malain, kay kulang jud gyud padala so tarong migbaya tapos kulangan unfair. Magi pa na siya kon gihaguan sa nagpadala tas ingana lang kuan.
Welcome back to Dynamic Living the Total You with our episode to Philippines with Love, the real score on Balikbayan boxes. And I am still here with, my guests here, Mamana, Sir Popoy, and then Attorney, and of course, John. Now, balikan natin, no? So, when we took the break, before we took the break, we were discussing anong laman ng Balikbayan box, paano ipadala, and all, no? So, Attorney, ang tanong ko naman ito sa inyo ngayon, considering na heto ngayon ang batas natin. The laws are really, really well in place already about these things, no? So, ang aking katanungan sa inyo, it's already a 30-year-old law, no, na inano natin. So, ano nag-trigger? Bakit kailangang i-implement natin itong batas na to? Kasi parang previous to this, months na kailangan inspect, kailangan taasan ng buhis and all, wala namang ganun. Parang everything was quiet on the front, di po ba? Parang
Yes.
wala kayong problem. Ha? Did you have problems at the time? Wala.
Wala. So far sa 18 years ko, I have no problem. In fact, to be honest, in 2014, I sent 20 boxes.
So,
No problem because I'm coming home.
Yes.
All the old stuff and personal
Effects.
So, but nothing being questioned.
okay. So, what created this or triggered this, attorney?
Yeah, there are legitimate concerns of the Bureau of Customs. There were instances when these balikbayan boxes were used by unscrupulous persons or organizations, making it their, parang yun yung way nila para magpadala ng mga
Contraband.
prohibited items, ganyan, or for smuggling activities.
So, doon nagsimula yan, na parang
Yes.
na-notice ninyo na merong mga ganyang activities.
Yes.
So, which actually, heto naman, care of, no? Thank you to LBC. We'd like to be, flashing that on the monitors of our viewers na merong mga things that should not be,
brought
brought
into the
in inside a balikbayan box. At heto nga yung mga sinasabi nila, yung mga flammables, etong mga kagaya ng mga alcohol, bawal pala yan, attorney,
Yes.
no? Oo, meron din tayong mga sinasabi na bawal din palang ipadala natin yung mga infectious
Yes.
materials like mga viruses na nakalagay sa mga tubes and all. Kasi this can be
Yeah.
a
Against public
hazard,
health. Yeah.
public health yan eh.
Yeah.
And then bawal din pala yung mga explosive materials.
Oh, yeah.
Kasama na doon, attorney, heto yata yung mga firearms.
Yes,
na mga
firearms and ammunitions,
Oo, and
yeah.
ammunitions. Kaya heto mga
Laglag
laglag-bala na ito, dito yata yan nagsimula din na pinapasok, di ba? Pa isa-isa lang, di ba? So, makasama din pala dito yung illegal drugs.
Yes.
Pwede din palang ipasok nila doon sa mga boxes na yan. Attorney, I'm curious, bakit yung jewelries kasama sa prohibited things that should be placed in a balikbayan box?
Kasi mahal yan di ba? Anong balikbayan box for non-commercial
Use.
goods, di ba? Ang jewelry, alam natin, highly taxable.
Okay, so dapat hindi nila ipasok. Pero yung mga iPad, ano yun? Pwede nilang ipasok doon? Hindi siya kasama sa prohibited?
Kasi siguro isa lang iPad lang din.
So, for personal, basta not
Hindi naman
exceeding
siguro a
500.
dozen of iPad.
Basta not in commercial quantity,
So pag
not for commercial purposes.
How do you define now commercial quantity, attorney?
Commercial is beyond the number of items for
Na
your
a person
personal
can
use.
use.
Yeah, a person can use, yes.
So
It's
kunyari,
for sale
So
or
that's
for public
commercial.
consumption.
Right. Maybe kung sa isang balikbayan box, there are a dozen of Nike. So, questionable.
Magdududa ka.
Questionable na yan kasi there
So-
may be instances wherein one person owns several boxes and then sa boxes na yun may mga bilangin mo yun, mga 50 pairs of shoes na pala.
So
there is
it's-
now a suspicion that those will be used for commercial
For
purposes,
commercial
for
purposes.
sale. Yeah, for sale.
So meron din ba talaga pong nangyayaring ganyan?
Yes, that's why naisip ng Bureau of Customs na tignan naman natin dahil parang yung smuggling activities, magagaling din kasi yung mga iba Akala lang natin sa mga containers, pero nagagamit tong scheme na to.
Sa iyo naman, John, from your experience, hindi naman ikaw naglagay dun sa box mo ng sobra-sobra sa pangangailangan sa family mo.
Hindi naman kasi yung mga laman, may laruan, gano'n lang, damit.
Pero wala ka din kakilala na ganyan ang ginagawa, na magpapadala ng maramihan for selling purposes.
So far, ma'am, wala.
Wala
Kasi
naman. Kayo, sir?
Wala akong na-observa na gano'n.
wala.
Oo.
Pero sa sarili
Basta
niya
within personal effects lang ang nakalagay
Kasi
doon.
pwede naman na magpadala kayo ng 2 television set para ibenta yung isa, di ba? O
Ah,
kaya naman
yeah.
dalawang karaoke, dyan, tapos ibibenta yung isa. Hindi naman nangyayari yun. Kayo, Ma'am Ann?
Ako so far ako sa 18 years ko, I never, yung mga gadgets, ang mga TV, mga hindi wala sa akin kasi magagalit ang husband ko. Because, di ba, 220 and 110, it's another problem pagdating ng mo. So, hindi ako nagpapadala dyan. The same thing, yung may mga canned goods, yun lang. Jewelry, fashion jewelry.
Pero hindi yung mga totoo.
Ang
na
totoo
mga
siguro,
mamahalin.
ikaw din ang napansin.
Tsaka baka mawala eh.
Baka
Diba?
mawala.
Delikado.
Investing ka ng marami.
Pero attorney, from your on a personal level, kayo po, having been in the Bureau of Customs for quite a number of years already.
More than 20 years.
For more than 20 years. Wala naman po kayo na-encounter na mga incidences, or have you encountered incidences wherein these balikbayan boxes really contain materials na hindi dapat nandoon?
Yes, when I was assigned at the Manila International Container Port as Chief of Staff to the Collector, tapos Chief ako ng Law Division doon. So may mga cases, seizure cases na dumaan sa amin na kami ang nag-hearing na may mga consolidated shipments na seized dahil may mga boxes doon containing prohibited items.
Na hindi dapat
Na hindi
nandoon.
dapat. Kaya nga, we're trying to protect the legitimate
So, attorney, yung kung mga
boxes
sis yun,
for
di ba may
balikbayans.
pangalan? So, the customs, the Bureau of Customs will call the individual,
No, we call the forwarders.
forwarders.
Not the
not-
ones who sent or received it.
Yes.
Aha. So kawawa naman yung forwarder kung sakaling they're not that really, very meticulous in the checking also. Kasi sila yung papatawag po ninyo, di po ba? So kumbaga scot-free yung nagpadala noon.
No, this is what we do, no? I will explain to you yung previous and now. Kasi dati 100% examination, yung previous law. So, sinisegregate namin kung alin dun yung legitimate at hindi. So, yung mga legitimate boxes, we provisionally release them for continuous processing. Tapos yung mga may problema,
May
yung mga
questionable.
questionable, yun yung sinisis namin.
And then that will only be released upon clearance already.
Yes, pero kung prohibited yan, pinapatawag namin sila pag hindi sila nagpakita kasi like mga guns, ganun, may criminal liability sila. So, yung aming legal department, sila na pinadadala namin sa DOJ for criminal
Okay.
prosecution.
Now, what about yung mga branded things? Like for example, bumili ka ng isang magandang bag doon na worth 100,000. Ipapadala mo or dala-dala mo as a pasalubong supposedly. Does this also get taxed, attorney?
Yes.
Who has to pay the tax? Is it the sender or the recipient?
The recipient, of course. Kasi like, for example, depende. Kasi like, for example, sa airport, dala-dala mo yon, di ba? Dala mo habang dumadating ka. So sa customs area, yung customs examiner, so will inspect your cargo, yung mga boxes nyo or yung maleta nyo. Tapos they will find out. Kasi di ba meron tayong customs declaration.
Yes,
Dapat
po.
nilalagay
Anong dala
nyo
mo?
ano yung mga dala nyo. So from there, titignan nila. So halimbawa, may bag na
Louis Vuitton.
Aha.
whatever, kung ano man, basta branded.
Aha.
At it costs, for example, 100,000, 150,000, that is taxable.
Okay.
Kasi you're only entitled up to $500.
Okay. So, even, kasi heto, we talked about the balikbayan boxes per se, no? Tapos na tayo doon. Let's now talk about you as an individual coming in. Ikaw mismo, dala-dala mo yung mga pasalubong mo and all. So, pagdating niya pa lang sa airport po, where do these persons go? Because there's a green, there's a red lane, di po ba? There's these lanes for where you should declare na kailangang i-tax ito, and there's this lane na wala ka namang i-declare for taxation purposes. So, paano po yun? When you say na wala akong i-declare, so you go through, mabilisan.
Yes, ma'am. Pag yung personal effects, alam naman natin na yan eh. Kasi may pre-inspection naman yan, di ba? Na-x-ray yan from there. So, more or less na ano na yan. So, meron tayong customs declaration na binibigay ng
So, everybody
airlines.
should be honest in declaring.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to point
Yes.
out.
As a lawful citizen of this republic, we are bound to comply with the law.
Okay, now let's...
I have my concern. Yung going back sa bag na yun, ang recipient is just, it's just a regular person gift. Sabi mo, she will be the one to pay the tax. Kung wala siyang pera.
Paano
Sino po?
mangyayari? Yung tumanggap ng Louis Vuitton.
Oo,
Yung sender, yung
gift.
through...
Yes.
Yung gift na
yung
siya,
yung nga po po. So, siguro mag-usap sila nung sino magbabayad.
Kasi kawawa naman siya.
Kasi
Wala
alam
siya
mo naman
mambayad,
yung,
di ba?
yung sender pupunta pa rito para magbayad, di ba? Siyempre, kung sino
Eh, paano
yung
kung sale
nakalagay
na
na
sale
parang
naman? Paano
ultimate
naman,
consignee.
attorney, kung sale na sale yun, kunyari Louis Vuitton nga, pero nakuha lang naman yan ng sale ng 20,000 pesos
Papakita
worth.
yung receipt,
Receipt.
diba? Yung
Ah,
purchase
oo.
price.
So, in other words, kailangan dala-dala niya rin purchase price din
Yes.
para alam
Kasi
niya.
baka masita sa
Kasi that will
customs.
be
Yes.
evidence, di ba? No, showing na how much you really paid for that item.
Okay.
Attorney, it is not that I thought na kung gift yan siya, sabihin mo gift items, it's free. Wala kang
Yeah.
taxes.
Depende ho kasi kaya nga, meron tayong ceiling, di ba? $500. We have to take that into consideration always. And beyond that, syempre, taxable na.
Mhm. Pero kung sasabihin niyo po na for your personal use naman,
Depende, yun nga kaya nga may ceiling tayo.
$500
$500 per person.
item?
Per
item.
person.
Fair.
Eh, paano?
Kaya nga, di ba, nakikita nyo sa airlines, di ba, nakalagay doon 10,000 pesos. Di ba, meron tayo nun.
Yes.
Beyond that, you have to declare. Isa-isa yun. Kasi pag within the 10,000 pesos na items, di ba, nakalagay lang doon, personal effects. Nasa green lane ka. Kasi
Opo.
kumbaga, there's nothing to declare kasi wala naman taxable doon.
So let's now go to online shopping. Paano online buying, di ba? Eh, heto naman sila, murang-mura talaga ito. So what happens? Is that part of your, sako pa rin ba yan ng Bureau of Customs na, like me, I can shop any number there in online, di ba? Like usong-uso ngayon yan, attorney. So will that thing na I will buy online, I'm going to sell that because that's my business. So how does customs now come into these things?
Yung seller, siyang itatax.
So hindi yung buyer.
Hindi yung buyer, yung seller.
So the buyer has nothing to worry about that.
Yes.
So it's the seller that should register.
I think yung purchase price, inclusive na yun yung duties and taxes.
Parang
Okay.
VAT.
Parang
Yung
VAT na niya yun.
Duties. Hindi, customs duty.
Value,
They
So,
also have to pay for
how
that.
do you compute the taxes naman? So, let's ask ngayon. Kasi, syempre, magugulat sabihin ng ating mga viewers na, how much do I expect to pay for this particular? So, we keep on saying na there's a ceiling at $500 o kaya 10,000 pesos. So, that's tax
per
exempt.
person.
Per person,
So like
tax exempt.
going to the example sa bag, the bag costs
100,000.
50 na lang. Kasi marami siyang 50 na lang out of the 500. Magkano ang tax niya doon?
Let's compute it based on the dutiable value.
Alright.
So, kung magkano yung value, pasensya na po kayo, district collector
Yes,
po
that's
ako, hindi
okay.
po ako sa assessment.
So, more or less.
Pero more or less, yun po yung nila, that would be based on the dutiable value of the goods. Pero meron silang mga times lang yun. Not necessarily nila, like for example, 150,000 worth yan. Hindi yun yung buong babayaran ninyo. There's a certain percentage for that.
Kasi tax you're paying for the tax.
Okay. So, kasi mahalaga yun. We're trying to encourage our viewers na really this big issues about the balikbayan boxes, about these things that we'd like to bring home, particularly coming ng holiday season. So these are issues na they need to understand na hindi naman pala binubuksan, binubulatlat at ginagalaw yung mga laman ng boxes. Kasi ine-x-ray na siya ngayon. Another thing that we need to know and understand, that's scanned already. Another thing that we need to understand, there's a limit na you really have to pay your taxes because that is due the country also, di po ba? Now, ang next na tanong ko po sa inyo, considering the holiday season at maraming magpapadala, attorney, how should a sender from abroad, make it in such a way na fast-free siya pagdating dito sa tatanggap ng kanyang padala?
Yun nga po, na you choose your forwarder. Number one, a legitimate forwarder for that matter. Kasi napaka-importante po ang forwarder dito.
And siguro, truly declare what is inside.
Yes. You must have a packing list of all the items you're sending kasi napaka-importante nun. At ipadala ninyo dun sa recipient ng balikbayan box ninyo. Because anything na mawawala doon, at least alam ninyo. And then report it immediately to customs authorities.
Para ma-actionan siya.
Yes.
At tanong ko sa iyo dyan, nung nagpapadala ka ba ng yung balikbayan box, meron ka bang kaba sa sarili mo na baka mamaya may mawala dito sa mga pinadala ko? Or alam mo naman, maraming mga kwentong umiikot na minsan hindi natin alam kung totoo or hindi.
Kaya nga, pero di naman kasi, pero yung nakalagay naman din kasi sa recipient yung mga items na nakasaad sa loob ng box, hindi naman siguro.
So you're confident na when you send something home, walang problem na mangyayari doon sa padala mo?
Kasi yung huling pag nag-send ako, tapos nauna akong nakauwi, tapos ako din yung nag-receive ng box. Nasa akin yung resibo. Na ako na lang nagbukas.
So it's kind of funny, no? Na siya nagpadala, siya pa ang nagbukas. What about you, Sir Adolfo? Ano po
So
yung...
far, I feel at least kay ang for-order na naka-stipulate man nga whatever unsay na lost dia, they will refund it.
So they will pay you accordingly.
Accordingly, yes.
Oo. Sa inyo naman, Ma'am Ann?
Ako, based sa mga padala ko, with prayers. Darat kayong ka, o hindi, o ano. Pero based sa ano niya, sa istorya ni John, ang mga last kong napadala, I was also the one who received.
So nauna
Kasi,
ka dumating.
kasi it took time, di ba?
Yes,
So ako rin ang una na padala. So far, okay lang.
So let's give the tips now to our viewers. Na supposing sila may mga kamag-anak abroad and they would want to send some balikbayan boxes here filled with love, no, and thoughts for their families and loved ones. Ano po ang packing tips ninyo sa kanila, ma'am, when you pack these things?
I agree sa sinabi ni attorney. Choose a very good forwarder. Siguro choose a very good forwarder. Kung hindi pa kami kilala, it's a word of mouth. Kasi ano ba yung forwarder mo? So kunin mo yun. Huwag ka magpadala ng i-try mo muna kung okay ba. Saan? Kasi your end sa tinanungan mo is different from the other one. And then, pag padala lang,
mag-packing ikaw.
mag-packing na, ang papadala mo is within sa legal limit ng gobyerno, whichever Tapos kung may mga babasagin ka, I use bubble wrap. I bubble wrap the whole thing. Kung babasagin pa, I put a box inside. Tapos kung may ang box inside is I put all the clothings, lahat dyan.
So that means, ma'am, you're very, very much an expert on how to pack these things.
I would say yes. I would say, because, balikbayan box na naman, pipick upin na. So, you schedule your mind, you schedule your lahat-lahat. So, yung tape mo, pag gabi yan, pag mo yan, yung tape.
So wag mong tipirin yung taping mo. Wag mong tipirin ang packing tape.
Hindi. Ginaganyan ko yan. Yeah, yan ako.
Okay? So, I'd like to thank our guests for a very interesting discussion here on our balikbayan boxes. I think everybody learned a lot from it. Me, personally, I learned a lot from it. So, let's start with you, John. What would you like to tell our viewers? How would you like to encourage them on sa pagpadala nila and when they receive these things also?
Sa lahat po ng mga OFW, mga kababayan, piliin talaga yung usapan pa may ugat na.
May pangalan na.
May pangalan na. Yun talaga yun.
Okay, what about you, sir? What would you like to tell
The
our
same
viewers?
thing as I've said, I've been very cautious in sending. So I always try to find out who is this good forwarders.
Okay. Bakit, matanong nga kita, sir, hindi ba enough na nagpapadala kayo ng pera? Kailangan pa rin ba talaga ang balikbayan box?
Kasi pag bakasyon, ma-excess baggage ka, mahal yung sa airline na ang excess baggage. So, minabuti namin yung papadala na lang, mas nakalist,
Okay.
nakasave ka.
Yes, Ma'am Ann, what would you like to tell our viewers?
Ang masabi ko, padala kayo mga doon sa abroad, padala ka because it's cultural. Maliit na bagay, it means a lot dito sa nagre-receive. So, still, find a very good forwarder, yung very legitimate, yung suki ninyo, na na-try na ninyo. So, yun. And then, when you do your thing, ipak talaga para hindi mabasag, hindi maano. Yeah,
So that you won't have problems
you won't
actually.
have problem
Yes,
sa
and then there's no wastage then also, no?
Exactly.
Okay. What about you, attorney? What would be your word of to our viewers?
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm very grateful. Please, the Bureau of Customs has been given the opportunity to air our side.
And they should not be hesitant to approach
Yes,
any of you.
please, if there's any problem, I'm here. Our customs authorities are here to help you out with your problems.
Yes. Remember, dear viewers, that it may be a right to give, but even in giving and in receiving, we are also bound by policies and rules. Otherwise, there might be chaos somewhere along the line. And whatever it is, these Balikbayan boxes, we treasure them, for these are actually given to us with love. And yet, the government, on one hand, need to collect also the taxes that is due to it. So let's be honest in whatever we do. And remember that even in the biblical times, we are given the 10 Commandments to guide us along the way. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat.
As the seed sown produces a harvest, and this in turn is sown, the harvest is multiplied. In our relation to others, this law holds true. Every act, every word is a seed that will bear fruit. Every deed of thoughtful kindness, of obedience, or of self-denial will reproduce itself in others, and through them instill others. This is the principle in action with the Integrated Evangelism Lifestyle Program.
Mas maigid siguro nga baka join sa care group. Parehan ako, gaan ang akong kanang huna-huna, gaan ang akong mga problema nga mabot sa ko pag maka-join kani-ani, maampuan manggudta sa care group.
Ipa-feel nimo nga part jud bitaw ang amo ang family sa simbahan sa SDA.
Daghang kaayuhan, daghang answer sa prayer, daghang mga milagro, mga healing. Makita nila ang unsa day kalab ni Jesus ang katawhan sa Dios. Nadasig ko pag-ayo to attend or join good sa care group family.
So, i-encourage na ko, kitang tanan ng mga members sa ating church. Mubuhat ta kay di naman madugay ang panahon.
With IEL, Adventist church members go out in clusters called care groups.
Every Seventh-day Adventist family to become a caring family.
These care groups are sowers in essence, going out, spreading seeds of compassion, sympathy, and love through visiting individuals and families, nurturing relationships, enriching lives. The Lord says, "Blessed are ye that sow beside all waters." To sow beside all waters means a continual imparting of God's gifts. It means giving wherever the cause of God or the needs of humanity demand our aid.
Makapadasig kayo ni nga buhat kaning pag-care sa mga pamilya, labi na kanang lunay mga balatian. Kung amo gani silang awitan, malipay sila niyang bangay mahila.
Kana kung murag nag-backslide na katong uban pod nga dili pa mga Adventist ang bisitahan.
Nalipay ko nagamit ang talento sa pag-awit kung sa may Bible study, magkanta.
Grabe jud kadasig sa mga grupo. Pag sa tabangan, pag ingon nga magka-teens meeting ta pili atong kinahanglan. Dali ra kay mag-gather ang kwarta.
Naami daghang nadala sa among pag-care sa maninoy-nay nga gawas sa amo sila giawitan gitukuran amo sila balay.
daghan kay mga challenges. Inspirasyon po sa mga kauban nga kung naluya na gani ang Pangulo niya, dasig sa mga kauban. So, munang ni last gyud ang tud-ani nga time.
Ang buhat sa Ginoo gyud mauntang.
Pero ang nindot lang yun kay nakakatuon og humility, forgiveness niya. Tamo nga dunay conflict, tamo nga mo grow ang love.
Gibati na ko nga nahimo nga part sa buluhaton sa Ginoo.
This method of sharing the message of hope in practical, modern ways hails from an age-old philosophy practiced by the revivalist himself, Jesus Christ. It is when we have touched a life and shared Christ's love and compassion that we have become arms to his ministry. And more than this is wrapped up in the sowing and the reaping. As we distribute God's temporal blessings, the evidence of our love and sympathy awakens in the receiver gratitude and thanksgiving to God. The soil of the heart is prepared to receive the seeds of spiritual truth, and he who ministers seed to the sower will cause the seed to germinate and bear fruit unto eternal life.
God's grace sa iyong panalangin nga bugather pa jud og daghang suod nga mga relasyon og daghan pa yung mga precious souls.